Hi, my name is Sarah Thabit, and I am a sophomore in high school, and I will be presenting what I've worked on this 2020 to 2021 school year. Throughout the year, I worked on 2 projects, and on my journey, I learned so much about my potential abilities, my interests, and my strengths. But more on that later. Starting off with my first project. I always loved speaking in front of the class and giving presentations. It was something that always gave me a thrill. I know public speaking is a valuable life skill, and further developing and improving the skill could help with the anxiety and stress that comes with knowing you have to talk to a large group of people. So I set my sights on creating a public speaking club. As I spoke with my friends, teachers, and conducted more research, I realized that we already have a public speaking class. So what would make my club different? I decided to reach out to an organization that specializes in promoting communication, public speaking, and leadership. They're called Toastmasters. I decided to send out an email. However, after waiting and following up with no response, I tried remodeling my club to operate without their help. But upon further consideration, I decided my goals for the club could not be attained without their support, and I dropped the project. Now, a quick intermission about the struggles, challenges, and hurdles I had to overcome throughout this project. Motivation has been a persistent issue that has intensely impacted me throughout this virtual school year. It is something I have furiously tried to combat, as it has affected not only my schoolwork, but my personal life. I spent hours just staring at my computer screen, trying desperately to make sense of all the work suffocating me day after day. I despise this feeling of helplessness and my lack of motivation. I threw myself down a rabbit hole of motivational videos, TED Talks, and tricks on how to stay focused, none of which worked. And then, during one of my shameful 3-hour watching YouTube videos to avoid doing homework sessions, I happened to stumble upon a video about someone's morning routine. And essentially, they would wake up at 4 a.m., shower, and then exercise and start working. This intrigued me, and I decided to give it a try. I wanted to attempt to accomplish most of my goals for the year, and part of which was exercising and getting my homework done before school started. I created a routine that I was able to brainlessly follow, which left no room for distracting thoughts. The stability and consistency in my mornings are something I craved, as the pandemic had created so many unexpected obstacles and hurdles within my everyday life. Okay, now that that's out of the way, on to project number 2. This is my current project and is something I'm planning to work on throughout the rest of high school. I am working to reduce our school's carbon footprint, which is the amount of carbon dioxide and other carbon compounds emitted due to the consumption of fossil fuels by a particular person, group, etc. Essentially, I want to decrease the amount of pollution our school creates. My passion towards helping the environment stems from my childhood as a swimmer. I always felt at home and safe in the water. As I got older, my interest in the ocean and its inhabitants increased, and I learned about the problems the animals, their habitats, and the environment is facing. As much as I would want to devote all my time to decreasing the pollution in the water, I believe before tackling the ocean pollution issue, we must first reduce the amount of pollution we are creating. This is why I decided to focus on reducing our carbon footprint within our town and tackle smaller issues first. I started off my project by narrowing down my focus from the entire environmental issue to just our school, and later to specifically trying to make small, cost-effective improvements. My aim is to make small transitions within the school in a manner that won't be a burden to our administration and district. After deciding I wanted to find appliances we could implement within the school, I went on to conduct research, both within my community and through articles, documentaries, and videos. After a lot of research, I compiled the list of possible things our school might be able to use and went through each one, making sure that they were not going to be a burden. One of the ones I'll show you today is called the blade. I know, fancy name. What the blade does is it attaches to the tailpipe of the vehicle. In my case, I want to use it on our school buses and filters the gas coming out. It basically reduces the amount of pollution going into our atmosphere. This gadget is something that perfectly embodies my goal with this project. It is something small, not too pricey, and isn't a hassle to install. Not only that, but it also increases the vehicle's fuel efficiency by 10 to 30%. And I mean, who doesn't love to save on gas? Am I right? It's expensive. Moving on to my habits of mind. The first habit I'll be talking about is open-mindedness. Especially throughout my current project, I have had to speak with so many different people and learn to take criticism and accept others' input without immediately disregarding their ideas. I've adapted to approach new ideas with an open mindset. This allowed me to take bits and pieces of new ideas and improve my project. The second habit of mine I'll be talking about is humility. The environmental issue I'm tackling in this project is so grand that I have to understand that I don't know and will never know everything there is about this topic. I am repeatedly humbled when I learn more about the topic and what is being done to help solve these issues. Furthermore, I know I have improved in my ability to be resourceful because throughout the year I struggled to stay on task and keep in mind why I was doing my project. However, as I reflected upon the actions and environments that led me to get off task and also to get back on task, I was able to use the tools I have at my disposal to create the best space for me to work. I switched up my schedule and my workspace, which allowed me to make strides in my current project. Lastly, I'll be talking about patience. This is a project I am really excited about and something I wanted to get off the ground relatively quickly. But as I created the timeline for my project, I realized I need a good amount of time to research before I can take action. I made my timeline more realistic, and being more patient with myself allowed me to make better progress. That's it for my project. Thank you so much for watching.